Three major colonizing races have kept humanity and many others under their control. They use fear, lies, and manipulation to stay in power.
The reset of 1728, which brought down the empire of Great Tartaria, and with it the Anakim giants, would not be forgotten by the custodians and the Anunnaki. The reset marked the disappearance of ancient civilizations like Great Tartaria and the humanity of the Anakim. Those who survived were subjected to a system designed to suppress their spiritual potential and keep them in a constant state of insignificance. As is known, some Anakim and ancestral humans managed to escape through southern passages in what is now called Antarctica.
I'd like to go to Antarctica. It's quiet there.
Establishing great colonies in lands surrounding what we know as the ice walls and the first dome.
This is where the goofy shit stops and I stop joking around too much. This is where you meet intelligence, okay?
Many lands were attacked before they could fully grow. Their people left broken, their histories rewritten, and their dreams destroyed. In these lands, the invaders took everything, leaving behind scars and emptiness. Humanity shares this story of loss. Long ago, its place in the world was stolen, and now it struggles to find its way back. The colonizers remain in control, draining humanity's spirit little by little.
That's pretty intense.
No, it's not actually. So then everybody's friends and everybody's happy and don't think about that thing too much.
The fall of the great cities began with an ominous sign, a thick, suffocating black smoke that crept through the streets like a living shadow. It marked the arrival of the custodian's wrath, a calculated retaliation that would dismantle an empire built on hope and unity. This empire, the Great Tartaria, had been a beacon of human and giant collaboration, a rare era where knowledge and technology were shared to create a society capable of standing against oppression. The giants had brought humanity tools and ideas beyond anything they had ever imagined. Together, they achieved remarkable progress, using their combined intellect and strength to challenge the dominance of the custodians. But even with their advancements, the Great War came faster than anyone had expected. The Tartary's defenses, though impressive, were no match for the custodians' relentless assault. The custodians aimed straight for the heart of Tartary. Their attacks were ruthless, leaving cities in ruins and morale in tatters. A great flood followed, devastating the lands further. Hope flickered as the Anakim, a faction of giants who had allied with humanity, fought valiantly using their advanced technology, and the fall of the four great centers sealed their fate. The war left unimaginable destruction in its wake. Cities once bustling with life were reduced to ruins, engulfed in flames, or buried in darkness. The custodians, desperate to regain control, unleashed weapons beyond comprehension. There were whispers of technology that could petrify living beings, a cruel echo of atrocities committed in the distant past.
Okay, so all the giants that you see that are petrified were turned to stone because they was destroying the sanctuary that Lilith had created for her people. And the Tartarus was a prison for the giants and the wicked ones. And so basically they started, they uprose and started going throughout the land and cutting down all the trees and stuff like that in hell. And Tartarus used to be a beautiful place. And so what they did was they went out the land, started cutting down the trees and stuff like that. And so when Lilith caught word of it, she came throughout all the land and started petrifying all the giants. And she started turning them into stone because, she got that primordial magic, you know what I'm saying, where she can just turn you into stone. And so she started doing that to all the giants and all the creatures of the land that was not connected to her bloodline. So that's why you see a lot of the times when you see the giants, people were walking or holding each other. It's because when Lilith came, she didn't play no games. She was just taking you out. She didn't ask no questions. If you wasn't from the bloodline, she was taking you out. So Lilith still reigns in this kingdom, and she's going to take it back.
Those who survived described a nightmare. Homes vanished, loved ones lost, and a flood of mud and water that swept away everything in its path. This flood, now known as the Mud Flood, was no ordinary disaster. It was a deliberate act, a calculated move to reset the world. The custodians had initiated it prematurely, cutting short the development cycle they had imposed on humanity. Normally, resets occurred when a civilization reached a predefined limit of years, a cruel experiment in controlled growth. But the war's intensity forced their hand. Survivors of the reset emerged into a new world, one where remnants of the past were buried beneath layers of manipulation. Monuments and structures from the old world still stood, resilient against time and war, but they became relics of a history rewritten. The custodians mixed truth with lies, creating a narrative so distorted that understanding the true sequence of events became nearly impossible. The reset was brutal. Adults and children over 7 months old were wiped out, their lives erased, as if they had never existed. Only infants, carefully chosen by the custodians, were spared. These young survivors were left to grow in a world engineered to stifle their spiritual and intellectual growth. The custodians controlled every aspect of this environment, ensuring that humanity never again came close to understanding its true potential or breaking free.